You'll ever wonder what America would be like if Kamala Harris was president? Well, here's a movie for you. In Budapest, a young woman arrives for a crypto exchange of Trump coin with a man who insists on payment after verification. She demands payment on delivery, but when tension rises, she knocks him out with a vigil candle and escapes. The man's henchmen chase her through the city. She breaks into a tattoo shop, escapes through a window, and leaps onto a table umbrella, causing one of the men to break his stanky leg. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., President Sutton is woken up to news that Avid is on the move. She storms through the White House corridors with her entourage in her signature Annalise Keating walk. In Budapest, Rutledge gets a signal that the woman is heading his way. She dumps her jacket and walks into a bar. Rutledge follows, gets a beer, and after choking her, steals the crypto wallet containing $70 million in Bitcoin. Back in Washington, Agent Darden confirms Avid has been captured. Sutton reveals that Avid is her rebellious daughter, Serena. After a brief confrontation, Serena argues she was just sneaking out, and her gadgets are confiscated for evidence since she may hacked into the RFID system. President Sutton reminds her that she's not allowed to leave without security. Her father, Derek, looking like a stud, insists it's for her protection. Serena points out that her brother Dmitry knew she was sneaking out and did nothing. The First Lady, gentleman, tells everyone to go to bed. The following morning, Sutton trains in martial arts with Manny. He reveals Serena hacked the system to create her own RFID key. Their playful banter ends with Sutton throwing Manny to the ground. Manny is zaddy! Later, Sutton meets with Treasury Secretary Joanna Worth while getting fitted for the G20 summit. A stylist suggests a red gown, which Sutton hesitantly agrees to wear. Our girl Sutton here used to be a soldier, unlike some other president who dodged the draft. At the conference, President Sutton announces the Together plan to address hunger by providing sub-Saharan farmers with crypto banking. However, the press focuses on her family issues, particularly her rebellious daughter Serena, causing Sutton to abruptly end the conference. Wasn't it fun when the White House just had family scandals instead of ruining the economy with trade wars? Later, Sutton tells her children they must cancel their weekend plans and join her in Cape Town. Serena questions if it's due to the press conference, then storms off. On the plane, Sutton and Joanna reflect on their journey into office. Amazon Prime really thought we'd have a black woman as president. Meanwhile, the CEO of Amazon was hard-stroking the orange man. Then Manny briefs them on security. Vice President Mickelson reassures them that the hotel is secure, though private contractors have been hired due to the host nation's inexperience. In Cape Town, Rutledge arrives and is greeted by Agent Paxton. They head to the hotel where Sutton's family is given RFID passes. Serena challenges Melicool, shocked they use RFID too. In the ballroom, security conducts a sweep. President Sutton, in a red gown, meets with Prime Minister Everett, who admires her but dismisses her future plans. Sutton is disappointed. Meanwhile, Rutledge prepares for the operation. He locks the ballroom doors, reprogramming them to only respond to his team's cards, and shuts down Cape Town's cell towers and Wi-Fi. I just knew not to trust Homelander. Darden enters an elevator with a disguised operative, activating a poisonous gas tank. An armored truck arrives with more henchmen to secure the perimeter. Rutledge triggers a bomb in the honeymoon suite, killing the Special Forces team. Panic erupts at the ballroom after the explosion. Outside, the guards are dying from poisonous gas, unable to access their RFID passes. Derek insists on getting his kids first, while Serena and Dmitry are in their room with a female agent who tries to sweep the hallway. Rutledge watches his plan unfold at Security Central. Meanwhile, Paxton arrives and initiates the evacuation plan, but he's stabbed and killed by Rutledge. Back in the ballroom, the attackers start shooting. As chaos unfolds, Manny and Sutton duck for cover. Sutton rescues Everett, and they make their way to an exit, running into the South Korean First Lady, Elna, and others in panic. Sutton uses a fire extinguisher for cover and escape through a bar door. Once inside, they remove their tracking bands and continue moving. Okay, this female president knows how to make foreign allies, unlike someone else we know. Meanwhile, in their room, the kids are under threat when Dmitry fights back, helping Derek overpower a henchman. At the kitchen, Manny and Sutton plan their next move, but are interrupted when the Korea's First Lady, Han Min-seo, finds a laundry hatch. She literally just slid headfirst into the DMs. They all decide to follow after her. At the ballroom, Rutledge receives word that 18 out of 20 US and British leaders have escaped. Darden warns him about Sutton being a problem. Rutledge orders Darden to get her back. In the room, Derek comforts his children and they begin searching for a way out. In the laundry room, Sutton, Han, and Elena regroup. Everett pressures Sutton for reinforcements, but she says it's not possible. Manny suggests using the Beast, a military vehicle disguised as a luxury sedan. They must reach the ground floor and cross through the service entrance. In their room, Serena ties a blanket to the balcony railing as henchmen bang at the door. Derek and the kids escape by climbing to the next balcony over, tricking them into thinking they went to the next floor down. Rutledge goes live with a public announcement, acting like the next Andrew Tate with hair. He accuses world leaders of exploiting weaker nations and urges the public to remove their money out of banks and invest in crypto. Oh, so like every other rug pull crypto Ponzi scheme? The U.S. Vice President and his team investigate his background while Rutledge's message spreads chaos. In the laundry room, Everett proposes waiting for help, but Sutton insists on taking action. He mocks her, but Elena and Han Min Seo choose to follow, ignore the beans on toast man, and follow Sutton. Rutledge forces the South Korean Prime Minister to read a manipulated script, punishing him by cutting off his ear when he refuses. This coerces the other leaders into compliance. The Vice President's team struggles with how to act without risking a war, while deepfake videos of the leaders spread online, destabilizing the currency markets. Rutledge and his men watch, pleased as crypto values rise, making them billionaires. I'm afraid this market manipulation just hits too close to home. As more armed men approach the laundry room, the group climbs into an elevator trapdoor. Everett makes noise, alerting the henchmen, but Sutton and Manny engage in combat. Sutton is strangled but saved by Elena, then shoots the henchman down, plus the other one choking Manny. Everyone is impressed with Sutton. Then Manny hands Sutton a handgun before they leave. On the rooftop, Derek and the kids plan to send a message through the TV satellites. Meanwhile, Sutton and her group find a shortcut to the service entrance, where 2 men hold 5 hostages. Manny leads the charge, but Sutton insists on saving the kitchen hostages. In the kitchen, a timer goes off, drawing the attention of 2 henchmen. Why these 2 kind of foin? Sutton slides a knife to Malakal, and a struggle ensues. She shoots one in the leg, but he overpowers her. Meanwhile, Manny electrocutes the other henchman, who falls to the ground, frying him. Sutton knocks the first henchman unconscious with a pan. As she frees the hostages, the second henchman shoots her, but Manny jumps in to save her, taking the bullet instead. Malakal throws a knife into the henchman's chest, killing him. On the rooftop, Serena connects a makeshift antenna to a satellite dish to send a message. Darden arrives with men, and Derek confronts him, accusing him of being a traitor. Darden searches for the kids, but they're no longer there. They're hanging from a ledge. Serena's message is successfully received by U.S. security. In the ballroom, Rutledge reacts to news of international coordination against the attack. He threatens to kill leaders to force Sutton's surrender. Sutton checks on Manny's injury as Elena tends to him. Then, Malakal reveals he's a special operative disguised as staff by the South African government. Sutton sends him and another to protect her family. Rutledge decides to execute the Australian Prime Minister. When the Korean Prime Minister attempts to fight back, Rutledge kills him. Everett and Sutton have a moment of connection, where she shares the story behind her infamous Time magazine photo. She shares that she had to pry a child out of the arms of his mother, who was blown apart. Sutton was only in the battlefield for a few minutes. The group escapes to the garage and into the Beast, but Rutledge threatens to kill Derek and the kids via radio, demanding Sutton's surrender. They beat her husband, forcing her to surrender herself and telling everyone in the Beast to leave. As the Beast drives off, Manny, having regained consciousness, jumps out to find Sutton. Dimitri and Serena nearly get captured but are saved by Malakuli and another agent. Dimitri says she from Wakanda with those moves. Sutton leaves a note and her ring for Serena in the car. Darden approaches, but the Beast returns just in time for Manny to take down Darden, killing him. Serena, now in control of the radio, apologizes and offers to help hack the RFID system. They plan to retrieve the necessary equipment from the lobby, while Everett and Elena head for the perimeter gate. Han stays behind with Sutton. Han intentionally walks into the back lobby to be captured. Manny and Sutton prepare for battle, and the African agents retrieve a rocket launcher stashed in a hotel room. Outside, the president's limo nears the gate. Rutledge orders the missile strike, and missiles are fired at the vehicle. The limo is hit, but miraculously it flies through the air and crashes safely, allowing Elena and Everett to escape. On the rooftops, Dimitri and an African agent target and destroy the missile launcher near Rutledge, realizing the attack came from within. This rattles Homelander, who orders a search for the insurgents. Everett contacts the White House, urging them to trust Sutton's plan. Sutton and Manny manage to reach the power breakers, sharing a brief emotional moment. Meanwhile, in the ballroom, Han mourns her husband's death and hides a knife, preparing for the inevitable. Rutledge orders Derek and Joanne to stand, and Sutton strategically drops a grenade into the fireplace, killing most of his men. She finishes off the rest and reunites with Serena and Malakul. Serena grabs the machine she needs, and they continue to clear the area, determined to stop Rutledge. Serena and the agents restore communications in the control room, while troops breach the perimeter and service entrance. Sutton kills the bald alopecious henchman, dealing another blow to Rutledge's forces. Rutledge takes Derek and Joanne hostage in the conference room, using Derek as leverage. As Sutton arrives, Rutledge disarms her and demands she comply. Sutton realizes that Rutledge was a soldier before who was left behind. Then Sutton is forced to read the pangram, which will be used to make a deepfake. She buys time for the troops to advance. Meanwhile, the troops breach the ballroom and rescue the hostages, but Sutton's whereabouts remain a mystery. Serena decides to take matters into her own hands and goes to find her. Rutledge revels in the chaos caused by the president's deepfakes, which have caused the crypto market to skyrocket. He proudly watches his crypto wallet balloon to $150 billion. How you finna spend that when you're the most wanted? He shares his personal vendetta against Sutton, blaming her for the deaths of his comrades in Fallujah. As their confrontation intensifies, Rutledge shoots Derek. Sutton reacts in fury, tackling him to the ground. During the struggle, Rutledge drops the crypto wallet, which Joanne discreetly takes and hides. She literally grabbed that bag. Just as Rutledge prepares to shoot Sutton, Hans stabs him from behind, sending him collapsing to the floor. Sutton checks Derek's condition and realizes his Kevlar vest saved him. Han informs her that Rutledge is missing. Then Sutton confronts Joanna for being the mole, who admits it. Sutton slaps her so hard her geriatric Oz falls to the ground. Sutton grabs the crypto wallet. Dimitri arrives, revealing that Rutledge has taken Serena. The action moves to the helipad because Homelander can't fly in this movie. Rutledge has strapped Serena down, preparing to flee. Sutton, holding the crypto wallet, confronts Rutledge and strikes a deal for Serena's release. She throws the wallet in the air to distract him, smacking him down in the process. Rutledge, frantic, tries to catch the wallet but fails, giving Sutton a moment to try and free Serena. Rutledge fires at them, and the helicopter begins to tilt dangerously. Rutledge climbs aboard, shooting as he goes. Sutton manages to wrestle his gun away and throws him off the helicopter. Rutledge falls to the ground below, and Sutton barely holds on, with Serena pulling her to safety just in time. The helicopter's about to fall off, but rescue teams arrive to pull them to safety. The world watches in relief as the G20 leaders endorse the Together plan. Sutton returns to the White House, hailed as a hero for her actions. Manny survives the ordeal, but wrinkly Joanna is arrested and sent to prison for her betrayal. In the final moments, the presidential family gazes at a framed red dress and shoes, a symbol of their ordeal and survival. I love this alternate reality. Meanwhile, our world is falling apart, and we're stuck with a failing administration. What did you guys think of this one?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.